Questions, please raise your hand and wait for the microphone. We'll start left side, front row.
Did you guys have to be here? You know what I mean? Like, there's usually the room's full. It's like, okay, you gotta go. The rest, half your colleagues are at a bar. You guys had to show up. I'm happy that you did. Thank you. It'd be awfully lonely. I appreciate you coming. I don't know where the hell the rest of you are.
Paul, we always talk about.
Sorry.
We always talk about culture and doing the right thing, and there's already a lot of moments tonight that were special. But what was it like for you watching all the first-time Cup guys get the Cup first after Barkey?
Those are the small, maybe, insights for people into this group. When the awareness of, you know, it doesn't go captain to captain to captain to Sam Reinhart, who scored 4. The awareness of each other. All of those guys who touched it first, it was their first Cup. So that's what makes these men special. To be aware of that, they're just not selfish at all. They don't need the camera time. They're not trying to put themselves, there's no pecking order. So it didn't have to go from Barkoff, you know, to Elkblad, to Matthew. It went to all the guys who hadn't done it before.
Stay in that same row.
Paul, on that subject, that moment with Thomas Noshik breaking down on your shoulder, I mean, that had to be one of the most special moments maybe of your career.
Just shared things, so maybe what a wonderful thing for those guys to be on the ice when it went to 0. And we're in trouble. We're down 2-0 to Toronto, and those 3 guys came in. And they changed our fortune and changed it, and they had earned the right to be on the ice at the end. And it's a tough way to start your final, right? So he and I both shared things in that I missed a line change in one of the games that cost us a goal, that cost us the game in my mind. But the players rally around you and take care of you. So that was kind of like the 2 guys who screwed up. So thankful that we won. It was very special. You're right. For me, that will be one I will never forget.
Right side, front row.
Paul, we've talked a lot about Brad Marchand, and for good reason. What about Seth Jones and everything that he brought to the back end for you all, and him being one of those guys who was looking to win a Cup for his career?
Well, I had been asked the question, when do you think, how long it would take before Seth could get to kind of form here, and I thought it would be a year. And the reason for that is I thought it took Aaron Ekblad almost a year. It took him a regular season before he came into kind of his true style. This guy is a Norris Trophy candidate all day long, as long as we're not only counting forwards that play defense. If it's not strictly a point, and I'm not being disrespectful to other guys who've won it, but if it's not just a point production issue, he's special, that one. And it was just the perfect environment to him to come in because he didn't have to be, right? The camera's not on all the time. I'm not being disrespectful to his other organizations. They're just in a different curve. Those players, those elite guys on those teams, they carry a lot of pressure. But he could kind of walk in the room and my partner's Nico Mikkola, we're going to be okay here, and just play that and enjoy it. So I think we're just starting to see how good this guy is. I don't think we know it yet. I remember him when he was really young playing in Nashville, and we played him in a playoff series in Winnipeg in 18, and we'd get up on him, and he'd go back, pick up the puck around the back of the net, and we didn't have an answer for it. We couldn't stop him. So there's a lot there.
Left side, front row.
Well, what is it about the roster makeup and the guys that Bill Zito brings in that makes this team so dependable, so able to do this consistently for multiple years, multiple playoff games, no matter the opponent?
Well, it's just really deep, unusually so. So Anton Lundell is, I get it, he's 23 years old, but he's plus 19 in the playoffs, playing with Brad Marchand. So that can't be your third line. Like Marchand, Lundell, Lustein are at the top of our scoring, which means Sam Bennett is our third line, who just won the Conn Smythe. Well, that doesn't make any sense. So it has to be Barkoff, who's got 3 Selkies. That's got to be your third line. So there's the answer to that question. at least that's the foundation, a very talented group of guys. So when you bring somebody in, we're going to play with a really good player. Maybe a better way is the Nate Smith story. He just wanted to get his game back. He just wanted to get to a point that comes in here, and we had a whole bunch of injuries during the year, so he played with everybody. Played with Dmitry Kulikov. Not a household name, but Dmitry's game is incredibly dependable, incredibly consistent. So Nate Schmidt gets to kind of return to form. He was like the Nate Schmidt in Washington that I remember seeing him, and then in Vegas. But in Washington especially, he was young, he was up the ice, he was full of life, everything was great. And then I had him for a month and a half, 2 months in Winnipeg and tried to end his career. So he survived me.
Right side, front row.
Hey, Paul. The Barkoff line, obviously huge tonight, Reinhart with 4 goals, but what did you see from them that made them so effective in what turned out to be the final game of the season?
I think Barkoff got better. I don't want to go through the injury list, but in game 1, Sash just split his hand, the palm of his hand for 13. And he had those sutures torn out twice till he just glued it together. So that had something to do with his point production. Sam Reinhart had a grade 2 MCL in the Carolina series and took some days off. It took him a few games to get back to health. I think they were both just healthy. But if you're Sam Reinhart, how good's your story? You scored the game winner in Game 7 in overtime last year, and you bang in 4. Nobody's going to say whether it's their goalie in that. Nobody's going to care. He just scored 4 goals. Well, that's a pretty good story.
We'll take a couple more, second row on the left.
Paul, after you left Winnipeg, if somebody told you about 3.5 years later you'd have back-to-back Stanley Cups, what would you tell them?
You have to put a separation there. Because Winnipeg was this incredible place in my mind. So I was good when I was done. I wouldn't say that I was proud of my career, but I could manage how I viewed it. It's important for me how you report that and write it. The Winnipeg people, the ownership, the fans were better than I was at the end. I was just no good, right? I was burnt. But if you're sitting there going, I had 4 of the best fishing days of my life in June, and then on June 4th, my phone rings and it's a number I don't know, so I don't answer it. Why would I? And then I get this really profane text from Trip Tracy, I believe, answer your phone, with other words mixed in, and it was Bill Zito. So from that day to today, this is going to sound crazy. It's actually not the Stanley Cups. Careful what I say. Watching these guys interact with each other, that's been the gift of this place. That's been the best thing for me. We become, when you're burnt out, you are exhausted, cynical, and you believe you're not effective. Those are the 3 components to it, and that cynicism is real. It was somewhat life-altering this year to watch the way they treat each other and to realize I could treat them the same way.
Last one, right side, second row.
Paul, first, congratulations. Second, 2 of the guys who've been so key through these runs the last couple of years, Sam Bennett to win the Conn Smythe, just how special is that? And Chucky, I know, if I remember right, 2 years ago he played with a broken sternum. Maybe I'm misremembering that, but
Broke his collarbone.
Collarbone. And then this year he said on TNT that he had torn his hip adductor off the bone and was playing with a hernia, just the toughness and to
He was a
to
mess.
go through.
That's the medical term. He was a mess. The great stories of redemption and sacrifice that are here. So we have players that were good players. The timing wasn't right. The situation, all of it just didn't fit. And those are easy words, but when you think what a man goes through when it's not right, those are hard times, dark times, especially if you care. And for Sam Bennett to be here today with this group of guys, to have the success he's had, there's a lot of heaviness that he had to unload. There's a lot of work that had to go into it. He just didn't show up with his talent and say, okay, feed me, and then I'll show you how good I am. There's more to it. And Matthew's played with some injuries, and we were I was really not hopeful at the start that he would survive the first round. just didn't think he could do it. But what he does so well is he's so smart. He managed himself around the ice and around the game that he could still produce, but he wasn't taking hits and he wasn't giving hits. He was in open ice. And then he just kind of slowly built that and slowly, get a little more. Then he had a block of games that I think he was healthy, and he might have been so excited that he was healthy. He was still kind of on the perimeter, and then when you get the closer we got toward the end of the final, it didn't matter. If he tears it off the bone again, fine. He can come back in January. Just help the team win, and that's his last 4 games. For me, were the 4 best games he's played for the Florida Panthers.
Panthers forward and Conn Smythe Trophy winner Sam Bennett. Take your questions. We'll start left side, front row.
Well, Benny, you said on the ice that anyone could be sitting there with that trophy right now, but what does it mean to maybe be the guy that gets to speak for that group and speak for all the depth by being the winner tonight?
Yeah, it's a huge honor. I mean, the depth of this team is just, it's remarkable. The amount of guys that stepped up this year and had incredible years, incredible playoff runs. It truly could have went to anyone. I mean, I'm so grateful. It's such a huge honor, but I truly mean that it could have went to anyone, and couldn't have done it without my teammates. They were unbelievable, and their reactions, they meant the world to me.
Stay in that same row.
Sam, what is it about this team? And obviously you guys have some great players, but everyone's talking about Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. But you guys as a team have done this consistently for 3 years. What's allowed you guys as a group to do that? Where you mix in new players and still have the same recipe for success?
I mean, it starts with the culture here. There's a way that we do things here, and it's not easy. We don't play an easy style of hockey. It demands a lot out of you, but I think every single guy's bought into it, but once the new guys come in, they instantly bought into this, what we do here, and the commitment to being great, to winning. Every single guy just really bought into that, and I mean, it starts with the culture, but the character of the guys. I think that's why we're able to do this.
Right side, third row.
Sam, Brad could have maybe had that trophy. What happens a few months ago when that trade goes down on the group text or in the meal room, and how did he ingratiate himself to get to the point to be such a contributor?
Yeah, he as soon as he got traded here, he chirped me in the group chat instantly for our history and the last playoffs. But what he's meant to this team, I truly don't think we win a Stanley Cup without him. His leadership, his will to win, it's inspiring. And I was telling him before every game, we're going to follow you, and we did. He was a dog every night, and he for sure could have won this trophy. He's a better player and person than I ever knew, and I'm grateful that I got to play with him.
Right side, fourth row.
Congratulations, Sam. The last 2 games, you guys didn't give him an inch out there, and I was just wondering, did a switch get flipped for you guys for 5 and 6 as far as just how tight you guys were defensively against them?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a switch, but I thought we played pretty well. Majority of the games, there's a couple overtime games that could have went either way, and. But yeah, it just shows the character. Like, guys were willing to do whatever it takes to shut them down, and some guys played some big minutes, shutting down two of the best players in the world, and that's not an easy job by any means. So it really took everyone, and everyone bought in.
Right side, second row.
it's so hard to win one. What does it mean that this team has won back-to-back, and where do you think it puts you in history?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't thought that far ahead, but it's harder than I ever imagined to win the Stanley Cup once, and twice was even harder. So, yeah, it's a huge honor to be a part of this group. I'm not going to take it for granted. I love being here, and I love this team. It's a remarkable team to be a part of. Just from the staff to the players to the management, the owner, the coaches, like truly everyone is world class here, and yeah, this is a fun team to be a part of.
Right side, second row.
Sam, looking back to a couple of years ago, if you had told yourself when you got traded here, you'd be sitting here, 2 Stanley Cups, a Conn Smythe trophy, just would you have believed that, and what would you have told yourself, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I always believed in myself. I always knew I could be more than I was when I first got traded. But I mean, it's all a dream, I guess, until you actually do it. And I don't think I knew how difficult it would be and how much work it would take. But certainly, I couldn't have done it. I mean, my whole life switched when I got traded here, and I'm super grateful to be here. So, yeah, I don't take that for granted.
Left side, front row.
Benny, speaking of dreams, last year was Captain Crunch out of the Stanley Cup, lifelong dream. Going back to that again this year, or do you have a different plan coming up?
I actually haven't thought about that, but yeah, I mean, we'll probably do that. We'll probably have the Captain Crunch, and maybe we'll eat some other stuff out of it too. We'll see.
Left side, second row.
Sam, most championship teams have a tough stretch where it seems like they have to really overcome some like big hill or mountain. What part of the season was that for you guys? Was it the Toronto series or some point in the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of moments that were difficult this year. It felt like a long year after going 2 years playing to the end of June, and yeah, a lot of ups and downs throughout the year. The Toronto series being down 2 was it was a tough moment, but I mean, the belief in this locker room, there was never a moment where we were like, this is too much for us, or we're in over our heads. There's just so much belief in that locker room, so much experience, and everyone truly believed that we could win a Stanley Cup from day one again, and it took a lot, but you need that belief, and we had it.